All right, so today we're going to do a deep dive into something
Okay.
that's pretty crazy in the world of college football.
Absolutely.
And that is
Rivalry.
rivalry games and
Rivalry. Yeah.
how intense these things can get.
Yeah.
And specifically, we're going to be looking at Michigan and Michigan State.
Right.
And
The source.
this rivalry goes back decades.
Oh, yeah.
And
A long time.
I know you've got some thoughts on
I do.
rivalry games in general.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
um,
Why don't you tell us what you think about rivalry games?
well, I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
This is a situation where you have two teams.
Right.
They're often, geographically close.
Right.
A lot of these players probably played against each other
Yeah.
in high school.
Or if they know each other.
Yeah, they know each other very, very well.
They know each other.
There's a lot of familiarity.
Yeah. And bragging rights on the line.
Absolutely.
Not just for the players, but for the fans.
Right. The entire state.
The entire state.
The whole state's going to be talking about it for the next year.
Exactly.
Depending on who wins this game.
Yeah. So you're talking about a very intense kind of situation.
High stakes.
High stakes.
High stakes.
Absolutely.
So, we've got this little snippet of text here
Okay.
that we're going to kind of deep dive into.
Right.
And it describes
Yeah.
a fight breaking out between these two teams as
Right.
one of the teams takes a knee to end the game.
Wow.
And to me, that just seemed
Yeah.
kind of a strange time to start a fight.
It's not your typical, end of game handshake.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm curious,
Yeah.
what are your initial thoughts when you hear that?
I mean, well, first of all, taking a knee in that situation,
Right.
especially in a rivalry game, can almost be seen as a form of disrespect. Oh, really?
Yeah, like you're saying,
Oh.
we're so good.
Wow.
We don't even need to run another play.
Yeah, we've already won.
Yeah,
We're just going to kneel down right here.
exactly.
Wow.
And in a rivalry game
Yeah.
where emotions are already running high,
Right.
that can be very provocative.
Huh. I never thought about it like that, but
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense because you're basically saying,
Yeah.
we're better than you
Yeah.
and we don't even have to try.
Right.
Wow. So,
Yeah.
I mean, were there any pre-existing, tensions between these teams that we know of?
I'm sure there are.
Oh,
I mean, like I said, these rivalries
yeah.
go back decades.
Right.
And, there's always going to be some bad blood,
Right.
some, history there
Yeah.
that can contribute to these kinds of incidents.
Right. So it's like,
Yeah.
this kneel down was like
The last straw.
the last straw. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that kind of pushed it up. Yeah, ignited the whole thing.
Over the edge. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you think happens now as a result of this?
I think there's going to be some serious disciplinary action.
Okay.
You can't have players
Right.
fighting on the field.
Right, of course.
So I would expect suspensions,
Okay.
maybe some fines,
Yeah.
maybe even some internal punishments within the teams.
Okay.
But I think this could also have a lasting impact
Right.
on the rivalry itself.
In what way?
Well, I think you might see increased security at future games.
Okay.
Maybe some stricter protocols before and after the game,
Yeah.
just to try to prevent this from happening again.
Right. It's like
Yeah.
they're going to have to,
Take some precautions.
really take some precautions to
Yeah.
make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
but I think this, goes beyond just Michigan and Michigan State
Oh, absolutely.
because it speaks to
It's a bigger issue.
it's a bigger issue. Yeah, in sports in general.
Yeah. How do we balance the
Yeah.
intensity of competition
Right.
with the need for sportsmanship?
And respect.
Yeah.
And, how do we teach these young athletes
Yeah.
how to, channel their emotions
Yeah.
in a healthy way
Exactly.
and not let
Yeah.
a rivalry game devolve into chaos.
Right. Right.
Right. So, I mean, this is something that,
Tough question.
yeah, it's a tough question. It's a tough question. And I don't think there's one easy answer.
No.
So we have this intense rivalry.
Yeah.
We have a controversial act
Right.
that was
Act
perceived
disrespectful.
as disrespectful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a fight that breaks out.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a.
and, it really makes you wonder.
It makes you think.
It makes you think.
Yeah.
Where's the line between competition
Yeah.
and just pure,
Chaos.
chaos?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a great question for all of our listeners out there.
Absolutely.
What can athletes, coaches, and fans do
Yeah.
to make sure that the heat of the moment doesn't turn into
Doesn't cross the line.
something much worse?
Right.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Of course.
For this deep dive.
Absolutely.
Into rivalry and sportsmanship.
Yeah.
It's been
fun.
It's been great.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
See you next time.
See ya, Mom.